out of the 9 ways of devotional practice. This is the Kirtana, means the second practice. So, congregational singing, congregational chanting the name and all these things. So, these are a collection of Bhagavata slokas from different places of the Bhagavat. So that we have read that a man whose spirit is alien to the thoughts of God and who engages himself in worldly concerns alone feels distressed in mind in the page 174 bottom.
Oh, bottom. Okay, Swamiji.
Feels distressed in mind by the various fancies that the mind is so engaged call forth and finds no shelter or resting place like a sheep caught in a storm. That means he is talking who does not love God, who have no thought of God, who engage only day and night in worldly thinking and in various fancies in the mind and unfulfilled, and they feel distressed and no support of life. In suffering and pain, they do not know who is there. They are like a lost sheep, and they are caught in the storm of worldliness. This has been said by Narada, the sage Narada said. Narada also said, next verse, God, the fountainhead of holiness, the far-famed center of charming divine excellences, reveals himself in my mind like one called by name as I sing about his glories. He says, when I call him, the God of who is the fountain of love and holiness, he appears before me. Narada. Similarly, another quotation was given from Sutta. It says, those who desire freedom from fear should resort to the narratives dealing with the excellences and the deeds of the Lord, whose mighty work are worthy of praise. It will be repetition, same ideas. Those who desire freedom, freedom from what? Freedom from fear and suffering, should resort. How they will live? They will live in the narrative. In the narrative. What narrative? Narrative, those are dealing with the excellences of the deeds of the Lord. Lila Katha, Lila Chintan. So they keep their mind in listening to the glories of the Lord. Lila and excellences, holiness, the deeds of the Lord, whose mighty works, God's mighty work, talks about the mighty work. What the mighty work is creation. Seeing at the creation, they talk of the glory of creation, maintenance, preservation, etc. So the excellences of God is the glory of the Lord. And an ignorant man does not find God in anywhere. A worldly man does not see God anywhere, but a devotee can see everywhere God. How? At least God's glory, which of course Ramakrishna in one place criticized. And the Marwadi is coming and to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna said, why you people praise so much God? He said, what? God has created this wonderful universe for us, the sun, moon, all this. Then Ramakrishna said, in a different mood, he said, if he is a father and mother, he has created this order. What is the greatness in that? It is his work. But that's a different, another level of devotion. But those who want to get out of the suffering of life, they should have to practice this, the excellences. Listen to the glories of God, Upanishads and Bhagavat like that. Sukha, another verse, 10 verse. 10 verse Sukha, again continued Sukadev's words. What it says? It is an established fact that the chanting of Hari's name is the panacea for all fears for all men, be they renouncers, be they yogis, or be they the men who are in men of desire, men with desire. That means it's saying chanting of the name of Hari's name is the panacea for all fears. It's a glory. That's why it is said, take the name of God all the time. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Bhagavan Nam, always take the name of the Lord. And it is an established fact. He says, Shukadev saying, it is an established, the Holy Mother says, that's why, no? Chant the name all the time. Do understand the meaning, don't understand the meaning, just take the name. And if you can do that day and night, then you will arrive to the same conclusion. So it is an established fact that chanting the Hari's name is the panacea for all fears. All fears means fear of death, fear of suffering, fear of what will happen, anxieties, worries, all can go away if one can think, then chanting the name and think that there is somebody for me, the God of the Lord of the universe is with me. What another lady was talking to me the other day. Oh, it's a terrible thing. No one is there for me, as you sometimes say. I lost my mom, dad, brother, etc. All are gone. Who is there for me? That is true in the material level. But God is there for me. Who is God? Ramakrishna is there for me. My Guru is there for me. Holy Mother is there for me. Who are they? They are the, you can say, the father, mother. The creation comes out of them. God is not an ordinary human being as we worship to Ramakrishna. So if we feel that He and Guru has established that divine in our heart, it is said God everywhere, but Guru establishes the Lord in our heart. God is everywhere. All the Ganesha Murtis are there in our bookshop.
Yes.
Durga Murti, Ganesha Murti, Kali Murti, they are for sale.
I have one of them.
Huh?
I have more gods and goddesses in my apartment.
Yeah, I'm saying those are all murtis, but people don't think that they are really living Mother, living Krishna, living Mother Kali. It is a metallic thing. They have kept it, and there is a tag hanging, price tag. How much price? $10, $20, like that. No, it is a commodity, and that's why God is everywhere, but it does not create the experience or sensation that it is God. But when you bring that and purchase that and put in your room an altar, and then you with devotion make a place for it, put a candle, offer one incense, and Gananang to Ganapatigam Havamahe, and you chant all these things, what happens? Then you believe Ganesha is here, invoking Ganesha. So Guru also invoked. When you do the pujaris, do the pranayama and all this process, then say Om Soham Hangsha. Like that with this mudra they said, I am that. Om Bhagmanas Chakshu Shrotra Grana Prana Yagatta Chiram Sukham Chiram Tishtantu Swaha. Say, yeah, he's saying this way, that God is everywhere. But now I am pure, and in this pure body is the Lord of the universe. I am invoking here. Ramakrishna. Let this be his Ramakrishna's eyes. Bhak is the speech, what we say. It is no more my speech. Bhak, prana, the breathing. It is not my breathing. Chakshu, these eyes, not my eyes. It's the mind. Every day, if one really chants like that. So you are re-establishing God every day. And not only it is the imagination, you are feeling that you are not there. You are gone, you are dead. It is, these eyes belongs to Ramakrishna eyes. The whole body becomes divine, his body. Prana iho prana, jiva iho sthita. This is the jiva, individual soul. Prana vayu, it is his prana. Jiva consciousness, awareness, I am an individual. This individual is Ramakrishna individual.
Ramakrishna's
Individuality. That means you forget everything. You are invoking him here. Purifying the body, purifying all the, it's called the Bhuta Suddhi. Bhuta Suddhi means all the bhutas are purified in us. That's why.
What does it mean, Buddhi?
Bhuta Shuddhi. Shuddhi means purification.
And
Shuddha. Bhuta means 5 elements.
Oh, okay.
Bhuta means also ghost.
Oh.
But not that ghost here. It is called the 5 elements.
I see. Okay.
And also it means to demonize all our negative thoughts and think that he is really a Papa Purusha. It is a Purusha, it is a man who is made of Papa, all negativity. That's a description, is that his eyes are red, like a drunk person, very bad guy.
Oh, Papa Purusha.
Papa Purusha.
Some Ramakrishna saw one coming out of
No,
his body.
no. Then they kill that Papa Purusha.
Oh.
Every day, feel that Papa Purusha is burning it. Young mantra is the mantra for smoke. So to kill that demon, you put it into smoke, restless, and then rang is the fire bija, seed of fire mantra. So then you say rang, is it getting? Then rang. Then what will happen? It's getting burned and then throw away. So you think that in my body and mind, whatever my thought, bad, negative thoughts, which were accumulated in me, they are all, hey.
I told you Swamiji is going to show up.
So you are coming so early.
It took me so long because Adma took so long time to do
What book you got? Purchase now?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. And also purchase mala.
Yeah.
You had mala.
I had, but I misplaced it. I hope I can find it.
Oh, Baba.
So you are going to attend Seva Prana's class tonight?
Yeah.
What do you do? Read?
This book
They read only or what?
and discussion.
I mean in the evening?
Yeah.
We have a wonderful discussion.
Read,
Seva Prana is very good.
read and discuss or what?
Oh, Seva Prana is really great.
No, I'm saying what he does. That's you read.
Discuss,
She
read
reads,
it.
yeah.
We
Who
go
reads?
around. We all
Everybody
read.
read one piece.
We
One.
go around, yeah.
How many read? How many pages you read? Like me, half page.
No,
No.
yours is better, Swami.
No,
Because you discuss
I'm not saying.
everything in detail.
No,
She
no.
goes a little faster than you are.
No, that I'm saying. Everyone, how many pages you cover one day?
Because she just
8,
started
10,
last
8
week.
pages, 10 pages?
No. Oh, just about 3, 4.
3, 4 pages.
Something like that. I think. Don't you think, Abhi? It's about 3 or 4 pages.
Because she just started
She started
last week.
Last.
Holy
That's anyhow. So the sin person is now destroyed. Then they think that from here some nectar is falling like a beautiful meditation. and then every part of the body has become pure like nectar. And in that, you are invoking the Lord to come. And many meaning that don't bring the Lord in a dirty chair. Purify your heart and then bring. And when you bring, establish him, and then you say, oh, Ramakrishna's name, and feel him. So this is called establishing. Every worship time, every pujarini performs this part. Every day, if one thinks that he or she is purifying or cleaning herself or himself from all the deeds done from morning till now, what you did, from the beginning of life, no. Think that they are burnt. All karmas are gone there.
It's powerful.
Very powerful. And then you think that instead, who is here? I'm invoking that pure, stainless Sri Ram. And then they go for meditation. Hridaya Kamala Madhe, in the lotus of my heart, I am meditating on Nirvikalpam, Sri Ramakrishna, who is absolute, who is in absolute ecstasy. I meditate upon him. So it's a very beautiful thing to thought to think that how these our pujas have been presented to invoke the divine. That's one process. That may come in future. Archanam. Archanam means worship. When you do that worship. But for day-to-day practice, this is the idea. Who chanting Hari's name. You repeat the name, then your heart is pure. That will remove all fear. Because there is nothing to fear in the world. When you think that there is nothing in me excepting that divine, so there is no question of any fear or anything. And they will attain the fearlessness state, whether they are renouncers, that means they are monks dedicated to God, or yogis, steeped in samadhi and meditation, or even men with desires. This Bhagavat is for the general people, to encourage everyone. Even people who have many desires in life, living in their life, for them also. Then Narada, effectiveness of chanting the Lord's name. What is that? It is said, for men who have become afflicted and miserable by the repeated and recurring desires for sense enjoyments, the recounting of Srihari's deeds and excellences forms a veritable boat for crossing the ocean of samsara. এইগুলো আনন্দ করতে গেলে, if we want to enjoy these things, it should be read the Sanskrit. You read the Sanskrit, break it, and delve into it. A translation will just give a very superficial idea. Etat dhatuhu chittanam. Etat means etat like this. This means this dhanam, or this repetition of the mantra. Dhatu, those who are thinking. But they are thinking chittanam in the mind. Matra sparsha ichchaya. Matra and sparsha. Sense objects and the sensory organs being in contact of each other. Ichchaya muhu. Muhu means continuously. Bhavasindhu plabo drishto. Bhavasindhu, this world, which is like a ocean. Difficult to cross that. That Sindhu, plava. Plava means it's a boat. They find like a boat. Drishto. What is that? Hari Charjanu Varnanam. Who Varnana, they describe Hari. Hari Charcha Anuvartanam. That means those who sing the glories of God, they actually are like riding a boat which takes one across the ocean of samsara, afflicted by desires and suffering of life, matters little. God's name is so powerful, they can cross it. And they don't have to worry about the past. Many people live in the past now, continuously thinking, oh, I did it bad, why did I do that? But God's name is so powerful. And the Vaishnava Shastra says, Ekbar Harinam Krishna Nam Jato Pap Kate. Ekbar Krishna Nam Jato Pap Kate Jiber Sadha Nai Tato Pap Kore. This is the inspiration for devotees to take the name. And Narada and others, they verify that. Yes, that is so. So it is to encourage people, ordinary people like us, to think that don't think of what past are good or bad. Take the name of Lord. It has so much power that it can just burn out your all past karmas and give you a sense of perfection and illumination. 12 on page 176. Brahma is talking on the merit of remembering the Lord's name at the time of death. Lord's name, if one, that is the goal, no? Gita says, Marana Kale, Smaran Mitva Kalu Evaram, when they leave the body at the point of death, if they take the name of Lord, they will be freed. They need not have to be born again. So that is again justified here by Brahma. Brahma, the Lord of, who is Brahma? Creator God. Creator God. Brahma is saying, here, this is a book of Vaishnava book. So Brahma is little, even Brahma is praising Vishnu. Vishnu is here the Supreme God, according to Bhagavat. So naturally, Vishnu devotees will think God is the highest. Even Brahma is praising him. So there are many places where Brahma's prayer you can find. So he is quoting from their third volume. It says, those who resort at the time of death in a mood of helpless supplication to the names of Lord, dealing with his incarnations, actions, and attributes, quickly overcome the sins of many births and attain to him who is the truth uncovered. I salute that eternal being. Beautiful, no? Whatever you do, that's why it is very good to go to a dying person, ailing person, not to talk something material. It inspired them to repeat the name of Lord. Or you chant. You did not have to do anything. You chant. When you chant, it is hearing organ remains till the end. So it can stimulate the thought process. It is said at the point of death, we have no control over our senses, mind. Now you can forcefully say, no, I will go to meditate now. No. You can say, no, I will not think of other business but this one. Huh? We can have control, little bit force. But when the death comes, as you know, we have lose our control over our hand, our feet, our other, every parts of the physical body. We have no control. No? And then mind also becomes free, as it were, spontaneously, whatever comes. And we have no strength to decide, okay, now I will think of God, come here. That time it is not possible. That's why it is said, when one does so much prayer, or someone can help him to remind the name of the Lord, what will happen? Then mind will be saturated with the God consciousness. And when that happens, that soul becomes free. That is, it is said that who was the child, his son's name was Narayana. What is that? There is a Bhagavad story who was very sinful, and he at the end of calling his son's name he has kept Narayana. That is why in Indian all the names of the children they keep name related to God. Durga, Shiva, like that. All the names, Kamala, Lakshmi, Saraswati, these are common names. Why? Unconsciously, you will, at the point of death, you will take the name of the Lord. And if one can stimulate that thought, that is the great help. Because whole life, whatever one has done, the last thought, that's very powerful. And that is the glory here, has been said. Those who resort at the time of death in the mood of helpless supplication and say, oh Lord, I cannot do anything. I cannot do meditation. I cannot do prayer. See my helpless condition. So I cannot think of you. Many people say, oh, I cannot do japa. In the old days, I cannot count on my beads, no? I am weak, my aches and pains are taking away my energy. But if one can just, with this type of helplessness, tell.
That was the story of Ajamila.
Ajamila. Thakur said that story. Ajamila, at the point of death, talked about his son. His name was Narayan or what. But anyhow, it's God's name. And the God appeared. He was calling his son. But God is so gracious. He thought he is calling me. So he came. These are giving inspiration. That even you mean something, but God is so kind. He will appear if you unconsciously. And if you do it consciously, then what will happen? Inspiration is here. Yasyavatara gunakarma vidambanani namani jeshu bigame vivasagrinanti teshu aneka janma samalam sahasaiva hitva shangyanti apabritamit amritang tamajang prapadde. So, with his incarnation, the names of the Lord dealing with his incarnation. Take the name of the Lord and think of Krishna. And Krishna's play, Krishna's sports. Think of Ramakrishna. Someone is dying. Premishananda Maharaj beautifully learned that this verse actually corroborates what he did. The whole day, he used to, all last period of his life, it was so much physical trouble. He could not do anything by himself. Sanatana Maharaj used to do that. Sanatana, Suhitananda Maharaj, and some assistants to do. Help him, feed him, bathe him, do everything.
Suhitananda. The vice president now.
Suhitananda. So, Suhitananda, who came here. Yeah. Huh?
He was the general secretary.
That time, when he came here. Now he has become vice president.
Vice president.
No, he was then young attendant of Premishananda.
So you know him for a long time, Swami?
Yes.
Suhita, I have a picture of Swami Suhitananda.
He seems very sweet, right?
Yeah, everyone is sweet. Yes, he is sweet, he is soft.
Very nice.
He was influenced by this great soul. But it is that he lived like a dead person. But how he used to live? He used to live with the thought. And he asked, Swamiji, what do you do all day? You don't talk, you don't react, you don't say anything.
Oh.
Then he said, I live in Dakshineshwar. I go to Belur Math. I go to Jaramati, to Kamarpukur, Kashipur Garden House. And they are going mentally, I see Ramakrishna's Leela. So in old age, these philosophies go. Too much high sounding Brahma, Atma, this, that. Those are done to prepare the ground. But ultimately surrender comes. And they really, so Hori Maharaj, Turiyananda Swami, they total surrender to mother, 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 mother. The concept is that mother is there. Why do you worry about that? Anything happens. He told what? Say, um, Gurudas Maharaj. Why do you worry much? Take care of, take refuge in mother. He's high, such Vedanta person talking about the devotion. That is surrender comes. And as I said, at the last part when we'll be leaving this body, hand I cannot raise, no leg I cannot do. Even I cannot keep my eyes open, it is shutting down, no? All the organs are saying bye, 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 bye. Everything is saying, already it has started a little bit here and there. And, but we are thinking, no, 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 you cannot go, come back. Go to doctor and fix it and correct with it. This is the way we are trying, no? But when it will go away, then is the question, what will happen? And that time mind will be, have no other, mind cannot think concretely unless they are strong spiritual person practice so strongly. That force of practice will bring
When
them.
my mother was dying, she called for me.
Yeah.
And she went to her eyes.
Oh.
Instead of the nose, she went to her eyes. They went like this.
Oh.
I saw it. What does it mean, Swamiji, if you go to East here?
Yeah, they say that.
She didn't go through here.
Yeah, life, breath, prana comes out in through different openings. They say that this is as it goes up, that's good. Much higher level. Swami Vivekananda, we are reading that. It goes here. In the crown, and there was some blood there. There was prana. It's the softest part here, no? We can see in the children, the mata, it is like the
I don't have it.
all of us have it.
They protect this of children, right? This part.
Huh?
But also the people that meditate there.
Yeah, when the life force goes out, they yogis only, those who are thinking of Paramatma, and are very high level meditators or samadhi person, they go like that. I don't know, Sri Ramakrishna should be here. Anyhow, so it is those who resort at the time of death in a mood of helpless supplication. So you have to be helpless. You have to say, oh Lord, I cannot do anything at this condition. And then take them to the names of the Lord dealing with his incarnation. The Lord who has incarnated, you see, your Ishta is Rama, your Ishta is Krishna, or your Ramakrishna, whatever is his incarnation, and their actions and attributes, that is the Lila Chinta. They quickly overcome the sins of many births, because at that time it quickly cleans, because no attachment. Very important point is that at that point all your attachment goes away. When the body is going, all attachment connection is connected with this body. No, I am here, is my mom, brother, sister, friend, this, that. When the body goes away, who is my brother, who is my father, who is my grand, all this connection, this is all, you are leaving it. Now here, the what you call the rocket is leaving the ground. How much, what you call the force of gravitation tries to pull into the world of relationship, this, that. At that moment of death, when the prana goes out, it is not connected anywhere. At that time, totally detached mood compulsorily comes for everyone. But being in the subtle body, again the desires come. But at that point, if someone remembers God and thinks of the glories of his Ishta Devata, then that says they are free. And how that comes? To helplessly say, I am. Oh, Ramakrishna taught us, oh my mother. Ramakrishna's prayer. I throw myself at thy mercy. Ramakrishna's first word. Oh mother, I throw myself at thy mercy. So I am helpless. There is no other resort but you. So I throw myself at your grace, at your blessings, at your feet.
You know, Swamiji, you talked about Swami Paramesananda. I read the book Go Forward, all three of them. And I found that he was sick most of his life. Swami Paramesananda.
And but comparative. Suppose one may be sick, but he can walk himself. He can eat himself. He can take bath himself. He can talk, come to the chair, meet the devotees.
And write letters.
And now he used to write letter before, and when he cannot, he dictated. Dictate. And later on, I heard when you are deteriorating, he cannot get up. So you need somebody to help him. Sit down in the bed. So then you sit me, and then I am trying to raise. I cannot. Someone is helping me to stand. So this also he's doing, but it's a dependent more and more as the decline comes. Physical body, those who suffer for a long privation of Maharaj ultimately became like that, totally dependent on others. In this country also you find many people who are very sick for a long time.
Of course.
The physical body works in that way. But he was inwardly very alert. Inwardly alert.
So in everybody's case, you have the gross body which has just 5 sense organ, 5 motor organ, organs of function, and all these 5 cells. The subtle body also has just 5 cells.
Yeah.
Now when you say like that, they get detached at the time of body giving.
At that moment.
At that moment, they are giving up the gross body up.
And the relationship with the gross things.
Yeah. So, but they are the set of 5 organs and everything is there also inside the subtle.
But there's a subtle.
With that one.
Yeah, that is in the subtle level. But now, if at that moment, what this scripture suggesting, that one is absorbed in God consciousness or takes refuge totally, that moment, one benefit of that moment is that we can create in our daily meditation. I have no connection with the world, no friend, no guru, no sister. That's why guru naivaham. It is practice. Jnana Yoga also, Bhakti Yoga will say, I belong to you, O Lord, not with anything. You are not emphasizing that side. You are not emphasizing that I have no connection with the world. Not you are saying like that. Your mind is going to God so much and saying, you are my resort, you are my resort. Everything belongs to you. Oh Lord, please, please. And as you are focused on that, you are automatically, you are detached. Bhakti emphasizes God more, other things drop. Jnana emphasizes I'm not emphasis on the not. What will remain? That will remain at the end. But practice is very important. So every day, if one is sitting for meditation, you can think, this is my last connection with the world. I have no connection. And then if I'm just focusing on God in that way, all the connections with this body, we are connected with the body here. In your dream body, you will have dream friends again. Dream enemies, dream friends, dream places of pilgrimage, dream in a level of subtlety.
Swami Paramesananda was like the highest type of sadhaka, right? Before he had so much accomplishment thing.
Who knows all these things? Now he's dead, we say like that.
Right.
He only knows. He only knows. Yeah, he has inspired so many
Yeah.
people.
But also, Maharaj, can you tell a little bit about how the place that he lived, his ashram, is also a very devotional type, right? That part of what part of that?
Your devotion, if you are devotion, you can see devotion there.
Okay.
It is a village center, very poor center. Accommodation. Now it has improved, of course. Yeah. And it is developed also. Sargachi. We used to go.
Was very devoted to
Yes. He helped for his service and other things. I used to send money also to support.
Yeah.
It's poor. In India, treatment was also expensive. So, whatever, Janina, what treatment, they made medicine, this, that. But it is a village center. He used to live in one small room and his attendant in the next, there is a small room. No heater, no cooler, all this, only fan, and also he cannot have it all the time. This health-wise, he cannot tolerate that speed fan. And anyhow, so but people used to flock around him from Calcutta and other different, from India even, South India, North India, people used to come to see him, the holy man. You have heard yesterday we talked. So there is one. How many people are of that nature? Ananda. And this is his mind. This is the point.
Yeah.
Everything is dropped off. He said that I will not eat anything. He gave up his food and eating and drinking and anything. And whenever someone is saying Ananda, his face is flashing with joy. Means what is happening? Mind has become so purified. There is nothing of other attachment. Because he has already accomplished that. So that there is, even in the subtle body, there is no connection except in God. For us, what happens? The physical connections we detach. We detach.
Magnificent. Even just to live 105, not anybody can do that, right?
Yes.
Not anybody can live to be.
There are more and more people living to living high.
Right.
But it's hard, but it's not easy, for.
No, of course.
Why to live 105 years? We don't want to live 105 years. We want to realize God first.
Exactly, because when you realize God, everything is easy. No?
Everything is easy, yeah. But that realization needs so much of work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why the detachment?
To get there.
Detachment, practice, detachment. And when the mind is just at the last moment, if you have practiced enough detachment, but what happens? We detach from the physical. But these impressions remain in my mind.
Exactly.
Therefore, in the subtle body, we again create that world. That's why we come back again, we go there, we come back in the same samsara.
That makes sense.
But here, if we can detach, there is nothing but God, no one. So what happens? My devotee will say, oh Lord, you are my everything. And you engage your mind in Ramakrishna's every movement, every footsteps, every word, every interaction, whoever coming, not door. This is the beautiful opportunity of the age that AM has written in such detailed description. In Bhagavat, little bit he say, oh, they are playing Rasa, Lila, the dancing and singing with the gopis, devotees. That's only very little description. But Sri Ramakrishna's description is so detailed. Who is coming, who is sitting, who is going away, what Ramakrishna is saying, how Ramakrishna is looking at whom, and what he is talking to, what personality. If one can really keep this in the memory, you are sleeping. Before you go to sleep, whatever thought, all thought will go away. Keep all these thoughts and train your mind. Whenever you are alone, Let all these thoughts you encircle yourself. When you are at work, maybe it is necessary for this, but when you go to bed or you are alone, just live in that awareness, the Sri Ramakrishna, and you are observing all this as if you are with Sri Ramakrishna. So this detachment will automatically happen. And this is a great practice. Every day, any moment, anything is happening, just go to your own closet. You not a big meditator, but just that live in that awareness of one paragraph of Ramakrishna's gospel and put it. Okay, Sri Ramakrishna in Kashipur Garden House is lying down and Naren is around, or some description. Just live in any description. Or you go to what you call, what is the other place? Kashipur Garden House? Shampukur. Last days of Ramakrishna, and then transferred from there. Or Dakshineshwar Mod Lila. So Balram Bose's house, he's going in a hectic carriage. So think of that anywhere. We have enormous opportunity to isolate from the world. It is not much difficult. Lila Dhyanam, maybe not thinking high Vedanta, no philosophy. But this is a very easy way of that's being supported. That you can do that. As a result, when at the point of death, that thought will be automatically overcoming. And that time the detachment automatically happens from the whole world. And if that detachment happens, it has become free. Mind has already by practice become so free that it has, when it goes to the subtle level, there is no object of attachment. There also he becomes free. He goes straight and the rocket moves to the destination, giving up all other types of attachment here. Okay. The truth mentioned above about the potency of divine name uttered at the time of death is elaborated in the following 13 verses by the emissaries of Vishnu in connection with the Ajamila's episode. Ajamil story. Ajamil, he is a person who have committed sins, all types of sins, whole life. So, but that Ajamil, when the what do you call, the emissaries, Jamdut, the messenger of Yama, god of death, for punishment. You did so much bad karma, go in a dungeon cell, in the Patala. So they came to receive the soul. And what happened then? This is the translation on page 177. We'll read quickly and then we can. But reading is easy. Having uttered at the time of death, in a mood of helplessness and supplication, the name of Hari, which is the means for liberation, he, the Ajamila, has atoned for the sins of 1,000 lifetimes. Girish Ghosh said that's right. Oh Ramakrishna, had I known that you will come, what sin I have committed? I could have committed sins like a mountain high sins, because you are so powerful. You have, by touch you have taken away everything. So what is my fear? I could have done more. This Girish is Girish. Oh Narayana, come. Narayana, that's he. Narayana is the son's name. Narayana. Oh Narayana, come. This sinful man has done expiation for all his sins. For thieves, drunkards, betrayers of friends, slayers of men, seducers of women, for murderers of women, rulers, parents, and holy beings, and for all other types of sinners. The best expiation is the utterance of the names of Vishnu. Anyone in the world, let them take the name of Vishnu. It's so powerful. All the bad things, whatever one have committed, just it will go away. That much faith should be there. That's why Girish is Girish. Anyone can say, I could have done more sin. You will then suffer for the sin. But Girish has the faith. God has come to release me from bondage. He will have to do it. So what is the fear? My fear. Holy Mother said, if the soils his cloth, it's whose duty? Mother takes care. My child, don't worry. That story, the one gentleman was initiated by Holy Mother. And after that, one day that man came back and said, Ma, please take away your mantra. Then he said, What? What are you talking, my child? No, mother, I have committed such heinous, sinful things. I cannot talk to you even. So I don't want, because of that, there will be some suffering. And you, my mother, you have given me the mantra, and you are my guru. So you'll have to take all these things. I don't want that you should suffer for me. So please take back. Then he said, my child, that is the only place, he said. Now, my child, why do you worry about that? You go whatever you like. I am there for you. And there is a beautiful word. In your happiness, in your misery, in your pain and in your suffering, in your worries and anxieties, you always know that there is a mother for you. Under all circumstances, this is the surrender. It's not a matter of joke. When it comes from the heart, God's grace removes all these things. It is a bhakti language. Here is no your calculation. I did so much japa. I have gone to pilgrimage so many times. I took it deep in the Ganga. No consideration. God's grace flows unconditionally. By calling the Lord by name, his attention is directed to the suppliants and his prayers. The expiation prescribed by the Vedic scholars do not purify the sinners so effectively as the name of the Lord reflecting his great attributes. Even when the penances have been done, in the expiation of sinful acts, the mind still goes after some sinful indulgences. Even penances, people do penance, austerity. And as a result, sinful acts, the mind wants something is clean. But still, again, the mind has a desire. It goes for again doing something wrong. So the mind still goes after the same sinful indulgences. So to root out the tendencies of sinful actions, should chant the name of Hari, indicating his excellences. Therefore, best method is the Kolite Naam. And Thakur also said, in this Iron Age, God's name is the only easy method. But it should be done sincerely, that's the point. As much we do, it is sincerely, and also feeling that helplessness. Unless we are helpless, why people will come to help you? If someone sees that you are doing all these things, even people don't know, someone walking and falls down in the street, other people come to help him. You know?
Not the strangers.
No connection. But so long you are walking, who will help you? By your own effort, I can do, so you do. And the whole world goes on, you do your business, I do my business. But even a stranger, maybe most angry person, distracted person, or bad person, who cannot look at anyone's welfare, if someone falls like that, they feel like doing helping. So God will not help. To feel the helplessness. We should have to feel, oh Lord, without you, I am helpless. You please do something. And with that type of prayers, what happens? That inspiration from inside comes and God comes forward to take away the sin. So, those who want to root out the tendencies of sinful actions should chant the name of Hari, indicating his excellences. For such chanting purifies the mind, as he, the Ajamila, has done expiation for all his sins by wholeheartedly resorting to the Lord's name at the time of death. Do not lead him to hell, the regions of sinners, whatever it may be, in addressing one by name, or in ridicule, or in anger. By how you take the name. You may take the name with devotion, that's the best thing. But you have taken not by love, but you have taken the name of the Lord by ridiculing him, sarcastically, or in anger, or by way of completing a tune, or in contempt. The utterance of names of Vishnu destroys all sins. If a man cries out in a mood of helplessness, "O Hari, be this done," when falling down from a height, someone takes the name falling down from a height, or when slipping down, you're walking and slip down, or when being cut up, or when beaten or burned and belabored, it does not deserve the punishments of hell. That's giving very powerfully the intense strength of spirituality, or even the name of God. God's name, what is the tremendous power. Great sages have with due discrimination prescribed difficult expiation for heinous sins and light ones for the minor sins. These expiations, consisting of austerities, charities, and vows, no doubt cleanse one of the particular sins committed, but not only of the sinful tendencies of the heart responsible for their commission. Even that tendency is effaced from the service of the Lord, by the service of the Lord. If you think that you are serving God with love, that's why they say whatever we do, if you feel doing with love, you are doing some work and you think grudgingly, no one does, and that they put me work upon me. They are sleeping and they are giving me this work. So that will not do any good. If you think that I am fortunate to do this work, oh Lord, what gracious, what compassionate are you, that will immediately remove the all negativities. The names of the Lord, be they uttered with or without knowledge of their power and holiness. These are going too extreme. If you know then the power of the name, that's okay. If you don't know the power of the God, just take the name. That's why it is said, though it is mechanical. Here Bhagavat is inspiring everyone. Though it is mechanical, you don't know the meaning of the mantra. Many people say, oh, Guru has given the mantra. What is the meaning of that? Okay, there is some meaning. You know, you chant better. If you don't know and chant, it will have its effect. It is like that. If you know that one snake has bitten someone, he knows that it is a cobra, that will also, the person will suffer. And if it does not know, that will also suffer. So similarly, the good thing, the name of the Lord, whether you know its meaning and purpose and power, good. If you don't know even, it will work. That is a story that one who told that Swami, who was this? No, I am giving some example from Suji Maharaj, living example. Suji Maharaj was there that time vice president, and Belur Math, because it is big, things go on right and wrong so many ways. So one judge or somebody who took some case, and that was very serious sometime, which is it's going against the Ramakrishna mission like that. But it is not the fault of Ramakrishna mission, but anyhow. So he happened to come to have a practical visit, to visit the Belur Math, see the situation or something like that. I do not know those detail of the incident, but I heard this much. When he was coming, so he will be meeting the general secretary or vice president like that. Then they said, Sujimara said, keep some. Akuntanand Swami told me this story. He knows legal things and things. Something happened. So I didn't ask much details. He said that Suji Maharaj called me and told me, bring some poison, direct poison. Poison means, he means bring some Thakur's prasad, which is offered to him directly. Bring that and give it to that man. And actually, he came, and when he met probably Suji Maharaj himself or something, and talked and something, and the prasad was given and he ate. He was not very interested, but he was okay, please have it as it is Lord's prasad and something. The man totally changed his whole plan. But said, see, Thakur works here. It is his business. He will take care. So put the poison there. Poison means strong. He does not know. He takes as sweet. But in this is impregnated that type of strength which gives the clarity of mind. That's why prasad, we call prasad. Why? It brings the clarity of mind. Confusion with the ordinary food, with what we take, not thinking of these impacts and importances of things. But when we do take, without even knowing, but there is some spiritual power is there that purifies. So that is a potent drug, even when used casually without any awareness of its power, manifests its inherent curative quality. Even so does the utterance of a mantra, the Lord's name does that. So it is very powerful support for repeating the mantra. If we can get inspired to do a little bit of chanting of the mantra, that will be good. What will happen now?
Thank you, Swamiji. I really get so much out of it.
Huh?
I get a lot out of this class, like all of your classes.
So shall we get a cup of tea?
Tea? Maybe I'll come for
Yeah.
today.
Go.
Coming for prasad.
Boil the water.
Yes.
What is the meaning of this?
All who come over here, let them have peace.